Hey, how's it going? The lighting in here is so bad. Don't mind me trying to like change the subject and act like I haven't been missing for about the past 10 months. Roll the intro. Wait. Not that intro, okay? I went through a rebrand. Both on YouTube and in person, I think. Roll the new intro. These weary eyes have lost control. Feeling my face, I'm feeling okay, bitch. I'm my way, got nothing. I mean, obviously, you guys already know I've been gone for a long time. Like, I mean, I didn't have to say that at the beginning. And I feel like I need to share with you what has gone on in my life. Going up. In fall semester, I started volunteering on the Peer Health Education team. And I kind of like got this role as the media, like social media coordinator and like video producer and like the face of social media. Gotta put my mask on. So like I've been making a lot of videos and a lot of video content, just not for YouTube and not for you guys to see, unfortunately. I took a flight to Vancouver. I stayed there for like 4 days and I was on, obviously I don't know how to vlog, like here you go. Okay, let me regather my thoughts and set up my tape. So yeah, I went for like 4 days and the only reason I went was because I needed new study spots. Like I literally went on vacation, paid for a flight and for like a hotel for 4 nights because I needed new study spots. Also while I was there though, I toured UBC, which was like really exciting because I haven't actually toured like a big university campus, and also UBC is one of the schools I'm thinking about going to medical school for. So it was really cool to be there in like the health sciences building, and I just sat in there and studied for like a few hours and I was like, this could be my life at some point. I quit cheer. Like I just quit. I was like, nah, and I don't quit anything. And I was just gone. So that happened. I feel like that is definitely a topic that requires its own video. So at some point you'll see that. After that, I wrote my finals. They all went pretty well. Then I went to Mexico for a week. You know, I needed a break. Haven't traveled anywhere in like such a long time. And I just, yeah, needed a break from being here in school. And then went and studied the entire time I was there. Not the entire time actually. It was just like the mornings. I would like wake up, watch the sunset in the mornings. I would wake up, I'd watch the sunrise, you know, with my coffee, trying to get ahead in organic chemistry because I've never taken it, and chemistry is like my worst subject, and I'm taking OChem right now, and I have the MCAT coming up soon. So I needed to study. So that was kind of fun. But then on my way back, I got COVID. Then I emceed a cheerleading competition, which is like kind of like, you know, when one door closes, like I quit cheerleading, but then it's like, okay, well now I got invited to MC a cheer competition. You know, like I literally just sit there with a microphone and like announce teams and like announce things going on in the event in front of like hundreds of people. So hopefully that gives you nightmares. I registered for the MCAT. I'm writing it August 27th. And then last week I wrote a practice MCAT without ever studying. Literally sat down one day and I was like, okay, I need to do a practice test to see like where I am before I started studying at all. And that's what's happened in my life. A lot of just studying, stress. I'm trying to think of another descriptor that starts with an S, but really no, it's just been studying, stress, and crying mostly. Oh god. Stimulation of the tear ducts. So right now I'm actually on my reading break. Those stairs really killed me, man. Okay, so today I am on reading break. Well, this whole week actually I'm on reading break, but as you can tell, I'm at school. That's really because the work just never stops. And I actually have like some really, really important things due today, like really important. So the first assignment I have due today is like, it's called a CV/LOI assignment. LOI would be your letter of intent. But it's like kind of different for me because that's more for master's programs and PhDs and that kind of stuff, like more research-based programs. So anyways, what we have to do in this assignment is produce our CV and these LOIs based on like the non-academic requirements of the school we want to apply to. as we know, I want to go to medical school, so I chose U of T because it's kind of, I think it's like my top ranked school right now in Canada that I want to get into. So I'm doing my assignment essentially like if I were to be applying to U of T. So I have my CV done and like it's pretty much all done, but you don't really realize how much work goes into it. Like I have to write autobiographical sketches, I have to do like personal reflection essays, like there's a lot of work. And then the second thing I have to do is for a research project. Actually, it's for a grant proposal. I should explain what a grant proposal is. Basically, in order to get funding for my research, I have to let them know what I want to do for my research and like why it's impactful and why basically it should be done and why they should give me money for doing it, right? Our lab does a lot of neuropharmacology testing on zebrafish. And in psychology research right now, there's a really big problem with people not providing all of the relevant details when they publish a paper. Like, so if I ever wanted to recreate that study, like I might not be able to actually be guaranteed that I'm using the exact same drug. So it's actually kind of a big issue. And essentially what we're trying to do with this summer project or this research internship is to try and establish some sort of methodological norms based off of like a specific variable that is typically not included in research papers. So it's just like a lot of pressure because we want to get the funding to do the study so that I have the research experience, but also like the potential for this research to have a large impact on the field is kind of crazy to think about, right? But then it just adds more pressure because you're like, now we've realized that there's an issue and now we're really trying to change the way that the entire field operates to fix this issue. So it's kind of weird. It's like taking on a lot to try and actually make a big difference. So it's kind of a weird feeling. Hi, how are you? Oh my, so busy. Like, as you know, I'm sure it's busy for you as well. Right, well, I actually did finish most of the application this morning, so my end is all done, ready for you to look it over and give me feedback, so I'll send it to you as soon as we're done our meeting here. That meeting was stressful, man. P1. But my day's over now. Okay, like, the meeting itself, like, the event of the meeting was not stressful, but like, just everything in general is so stressful. Like, let me give you the rundown. Everything that I'm doing right now is working towards my medical school application. Like everything. There's very little that like, obviously as I'm doing all of this, I'm working towards my degree and furthering myself as an academic and all of that. But really everything I'm doing right now and have been doing this semester so far is just working towards my medical school application. And it's gonna be like that from now until the end of October when I actually submit that application. Which is crazy to think about, like, just how much time you spend doing stuff to make your application as good as possible. And like one of those big things is research, because research is kind of like the pinnacle, I guess, within academics of what you can have on your application. Like, it just looks really good, especially this one that I'm applying for right now has funding involved, so I would be given money to do it. So it's basically an award that I receive, and that's like a gold star on your little medical school application. You know what I mean? I mean, even to the point where like I'm doing this summer research project, I'm doing my honors research, and I'm most likely doing either 1 or 2 independent research studies next year as well. Like, just all to just give me the best chance I have of getting in to med school. But that's what kind of makes it so stressful, is because you're really doing everything you can in your power, but at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to when that med school application committee or whatever gets your application in front of them, did you do enough? It's been really, I don't want to say it's like hard for me to understand, because I do understand the logic behind it, like how you can only do what you can do, and then a lot of the decision comes from a third party. But it's just really understanding that there's only certain things you can control and trying to do those to the best of your abilities. Like, I know, for example, on the MCAT, I can control how much I study and the quality of my studying and everything in terms of that. Like, I can control how prepared I am for that exam. I can't control any of the questions I'm going to actually receive on that test day. So that's what's kind of weird. You do so much work. Like, for example, for the MCAT, it's recommended you study for 300 hours. And I've already done one practice test that took me 8 hours and a full day of just testing. Now you're putting in that much time just to one test, which is just one component of your application. And it's just weird because it's like you just have to do everything you can to the best of your ability, but you still know there's a chance that you're not going to get in. And I mean, I'm of the mindset that if you're doing something to better yourself, it doesn't even matter if it goes towards your final goal or not. Like, I know all of this research I'm doing and all of this extra stuff I'm doing, my volunteer work, trying to be as outgoing of a person and joining clubs and putting myself out there into scary situations, like emceeing a cheerleading competition. I'm pretty confident talking in front of people and talking in front of a camera, but emceeing a live event where you're responsible for keeping everything on track, you're responsible for making sure everything runs smoothly. If someone's injured, you have to be the one to make the right call of what to do. Like, just everything you're doing, you know, it's making me a better person, but it's really all directed towards this application. So it's just really scary that you can put in this much time and this much effort and this much of your life, and it might just amount to nothing. I don't know how to word this in a way that's like not demotivate people, I guess. Like I said, everything I'm doing now until pretty much the end of October when that application is due is to make that application as good as it can be. So I don't know, it's just a very weird time, and I just really wanted to share this experience and this journey with you because, you know, as I've looked into what medical school is going to be like and even what the MCAT is going to be like, I find that oftentimes all I ever read is these good stories. You know, this person went from from doing so bad on their MCAT to getting a 5.28, and then they got into Harvard or something, which I mean is good. It's good to read those stories, but I don't really know what it's actually like, I guess, trying to achieve this, trying to get into that school, and the highs and lows associated with that, you know? You don't really see it, and I think that's common with a lot of media, and we're not going to get into it, where you don't typically see the bads, but I think it's really, really important for me to show you both the good and the bad on this journey. And the truth is I haven't been on YouTube partially because of the bad that happens in life. The stress, you know, the anxiety, just the shit that gets thrown at you. And sometimes it's just too much to handle. And well, I mean, I guess that's really all I had for today's video anyways. I just really wanted to show you what at least a little sample so far of what it's like to actually be doing your pre-med. And this is a series I hope to continue, and I hope that you all join me along the journey. Yeah, I just really want to give you as candid of a look as I can into what it's really like, because I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely some really highs, some really good feeling moments, you know? Like, for example, when I got accepted into honors, or what's another one I can think of? Oh, for my neuropharmacology class I took last spring, I was the first student ever to get an A+ in that class at McEwen. It's just like these little wins really make you feel good, right? But there's also a lot of stuff that you don't see that goes on, like a lot of late nights, a lot of just like hard work that gets poured into everything that we do on this journey into medical school. And I just feel like a lot of people don't really fully understand what goes into it, and I just really want to share that with you. So if you're vibing with me, just join me on this journey. Even if you don't subscribe or like, you know, I don't even care about that. Just join me on this journey, and I really just hope that I can give you a good insight into what actually goes on. Peace.